Good evening, everyone. Let's wait for a few more minutes as we planned. The start time is 7 p.m. UAE time, 8:30 Sri Lankan and IST. So let's wait for 5 minutes. So thank you for everyone for joining on time. Since we have little less amount of participants, so let's wait for. Okay, people are joining. Now the time is 7 p.m. in UAE. So let's wait for a few minutes. We are expecting few more participants. Okay, so we will start the session. Meanwhile, some of the participants, so they will join after we started the session. Okay, so good evening, everyone, and welcome to our first CPD session with our new ExCom of SLITPA, Sri Lankan IT Professionals Association, and we are having an awards night also. So I will share more details at the end of the session. And actually, this session, we plan to have this kind of a session because we got couple of queries, we got questions, we actually continuously, we are getting messages through LinkedIn, Facebook, like to how to map their future. Sometimes they already, as an example, when it comes to myself, so I done my A levels in commerce. I done economics, BS and accounting for my A levels. And after that, I done a double AT, and then I registered for an BSc degree, BSc in my business administration. But after 2 years, I realized, okay, this is not my passion, or this is not my destiny, or this is not my way that I am expert in. So then I stopped everything. Then I started IT. So that's how I came to this industry, IT industry. So now I am in this industry more than 13 years. So same kind of a confusion all of you may have. Sometimes you, uh, as an example, let's say since you are getting a proper results for maths or science, so you are selecting maths or science for advanced level, and after that you are going to an university, and then there will be a degree which assigning to you, and then you are following it, and then finally you are graduating, and then you are coming out from the university with that degree. But it is not your perfect path. Sometimes you are not satisfying that career once you absorb to a company. So sometimes you will not satisfied. You will be not satisfied. So because of that, because of those queries, questions, so we realized that better if we can have some kind of a quick session, a webinar to pass that knowledge, like how to identify about your skill set, how to identify about yourself, because there are like few main personality types when it comes to career. So you need to identify what is your personality type. So then only you can map your future, your career accordingly. So that's how you can do this game. Okay, so let's start the session. It's kind of an introduction. So as I explained before, so this is the first CPD session with our new ExCom, new executive committee. And so from next month onwards, so we are planning to have at least one session, one knowledge sharing session, not only for UAE community, so it's including the Sri Lankan community. So that's why we are sharing both time slots. I know like people are joining from Sri Lanka and people are joining from UAE both. And this is not only for Sri Lankans. So if you registered through a LinkedIn post of our pages, don't worry. So you also can learn and grab something from this session. So let's start the session. As I told you, the Sri Lankan IT Professionals Association is under SLPA, and we are a group of IT professionals, and we are doing various works like not only knowledge sharing, like we are doing most of the activities, like a couple of activities in UAE. So let's start the session without a delay. Okay. Now, let me ask this question from all of you. Are you living in your plan? Are you living in your plan or someone else's plan? Why I'm asking this? Sometimes you are going through a dream of someone's. Sometimes it can be your husband, sometimes it can be your wife, mother, father, or a brother. Sometimes you are not in your own dream, own plan. So you are in someone else's plan, someone else's path. Okay, so uh, just ask this question from you. So if you feel, now I know like some of the parents also joined to this call, registered for this call, and students also registered to this call. So sometimes you also have this question. Sometimes you want your son to be a doctor or an engineer. But sometimes when it comes to his personality types, sometimes he is good at being an artist, and you are changing him or her to a different path. So this is a first question that you need to ask from yourself. Are you living in your plan or someone else's plan? So this is all about you. This is all 1 hour. So we are discussing about mapping your own plan. Okay. Can someone reply to this question? So if you feel that you are in your current plan, so you can say yes. So if you feel that you are not in your current plan, in your plan, so if you feel like you are in someone else's plan, so you can say no. So you can use our chat. You can reply. Yeah. So why this problem happens? Why this is happening? Because most of the people, they don't actually they don't clarify their goals. They don't have a goal. As I told you in the beginning, sometimes you are doing A levels because of the O level result, and then you are doing your degree because of your A level results, and then you are going to a profession. Then you are selecting a job role because of your degree, not because of you. Now you done your A levels because of your O levels results, and you done your degree because of your A level results, and you are going to a job because of your degree. So all these 4 steps, sometimes it may not be perfect fit for you. We don't know. So this session is to identify that. So as I told you, the first one is most people, they don't clarify and define their goals. And the second point, wrong degrees, wrong careers, and wasted potential. Now for me, as I told you, so I wasted, it's not a waste actually, it was an investment. Now I know like financial stuff because I done double AT, I started and I completed 2 years of a BSc degree, BSc in business administration degree. So likewise, so sometimes you are wasting your potential. Now, I took that decision within 2.5 years or 2 years. But some people, so they will take like 1 or 2 decades to realize that. Okay, so and the third point, snake and ladder. So all of you, actually, all of us, we know about that game. So we are moving. We are progressing with unplanned moves. We are not planning our steps. Okay, we are moving with unplanned moves, and then what what is the outcome? So the outcome also unexpected. So we are getting unexpected outcomes because we don't know. Okay, it's like this. Now, uh, let me explain that. Now, this is a map of Sri Lanka. I believe like now we have 15 participants. I believe most of them are from Sri Lanka. So as an example, let's say if I started from Colombo to Jaffna. Okay, so let's say if I started from you to let's say from downtown to Sharjah. So you have 2-3 paths, right? You have 2-3 paths to go to Sharjah. So you can decide what is the path that you are taking. So in the same scenario, if you can move, if you can adapt it to Sri Lanka, let's say if you need to go to Jaffna, so you know what are the paths. So you can go to Chilau, and then from there you can go to Anuradhapura and go to Jaffna, or you can go to Kurunegala, and then through Kurunegala you can go to Jaffna. So likewise, there are many paths, right? But if you don't know your destination, if you don't know your target, whether it's Jaffna or Kandy or let's say Hambantota, Hatragama or Trinco, so then what will happen? So as an example, let's say if you are starting your journey from Colombo and you don't know where to go, then what will happen? You will waste your petrol, or you will waste your fuel, and you will waste your vehicle, and you will waste your time and potential. So that's why you need a target. You need a target. Okay, so that's why you need a target. Otherwise, it will be like this. So you will use a cube with numbers, and then based on that, you will move. You will move. So then what will happen? If there's a ladder, you are lucky. But if there's a snake, you are unlucky. You are going down. So it's kind of an unexpected plan. So when we are comparing the second one versus the first one is clear. And the second one, you can't expect the outcome. You can't predict the outcome. But if you are going in the first one, you don't need to waste your potential. You can focus and you can be slow. As I know, as I faced a couple of challenges, as you know, like we can be slow because of various reasons. Now, you know, like there can be some factors that we can't control, like let's say the government changes, or let's say the economic crisis. Most of those stuff you can't control, but you will not waste your potential. You will be slow, definitely you will be slow, but you will move ahead. Okay, so to why this happened? Because lack of the exposure to learning styles test. Because as an example, there are many, there are four learning styles. I'll explain them. And sometimes, as an example, let's say if I am a read and write guy, if I'm a read and write guy, and I am referring videos, okay, if I'm referring visuals, so that can be that is not the best fit of learning style for me. So then I have to move. I have to identify first, and then I have to move with my perfect learning style. And the second one, people actually they don't know about the personality assessment. Now, as an example, I told you like a couple of parents registered for this session. So you need to do a personality assessment for your kid or for your child. So then only you can guide them based on their personality. Okay. And no long-term visualization of goals. The people actually, they don't have long-term goals. So if you don't have any personal long-term goal, how you can drive? So then you can't drive, right? And social and cultural pressure. This is also quite important when it comes to a culture like Sri Lanka. Sometimes you are struggling with some cultural barriers. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so these are the main targets that we have as a person. So we have our health target. Sometimes, let's say we have to lose our weight, we have to reduce our, let's say, blood sugar. Likewise, we have a couple of targets, health targets, and relationship targets. Like we have to marry, we have to have kids. Likewise, we have to have a couple of relationships targets, and money, financial targets, and career and business targets. Like as an example, I want to be a manager within next 2 3 years. Then I want to be an assistant manager. Likewise, you can have career targets. And some people actually they have like spiritual targets, religious development. That's okay. It's up to you because you need to be satisfied. And environmental and organizational space, like you need to build a home, you need to build a place for you. You need to start a business like this. You need recreation and fun, service and contribution. So take a piece of paper and write down these 8 objectives and write down your objectives. You can map your actual objectives. Okay, so then you can realize, okay, so this is my target. To achieve that, what I need to do. So this session is all about that. I will at the end, I will show you a map that you can map these objectives into a chart and then how you can achieve it. Okay, so first of all, you need to identify it. Without identifying this, you can't do anything. Okay, you need to do like where you need to go. That you need to identify it first. Okay. Health, relationship, money, career, spiritual, and space like environmental targets, recreation and fun, and service and contribution. So this is also a quite good objective, service and contribution. Now with SLIDPE also we are doing that objective. We are achieving that objective. We are serving to the community and we are contributing to our community. Likewise. Let me move on. Okay, now and this is for entrepreneurs. Now, as an example, now we have 17 individuals here, 17 participants here. Some of you may have your own objective. I need to start a business. I need to start a business in this area. So sometimes you already have a business idea. Okay, so then what you can do as a business, as an entrepreneur, what you can do. As an example, let's say you have a passion. Let's say I have a passion on let's say on training. Okay, let's say I have a passion on training. So that I can identify, that I can realize, and people are telling, okay, Tarinder, you have passion on training. So you have you have these skill sets. So likewise, I can identify. And then what I can do, I can get the skills. I can get the skills. So then I can search for the courses that relevant to my passion. Let's say if I'm a trainer, so I can search for the courses that I can learn, degrees I can do, certification which I can do, which related to my passion. Okay, so then I can do those certifications, qualifications. I need to collect skills. Now I have two parts, which is my passion and my skills. But still, I have one lack part, which is exposure. Which is exposure. Now, as an example, if you need to start a hardware store, can you do it with the passion and skills? No, you can't. At least you have to engage with some hardware store for like at least 2-3 months. Then only you can realize what are the um, do's and don'ts, pros and cons with that industry. You can hire a person after some time. Now, as an example, if you already built a business and you have money and you have that ability to take a bank loan, then don't worry. You don't need to get the exposure. You don't need to passion. You don't need to be passionate. You don't need to get the skills for you. So you can simply hire a person who have skills, who have that passion, and who has that exposure. Not an issue. But if you are starting from the scratch, then you need to have these three. That's why I'm telling you some now. If I'm telling the same argument, some people will tell, okay, you don't have all of these things. You can simply hire a person who have these three, or you can hire 3 individuals and then you can run with them. But still, you have to have some passion. But if you are starting it from the beginning, you need to have these three. Okay, so how we can map that? Now, as an example, in this I would say in this you can see some image, right? But you can't see any kind of an object here. Just dots, couple of dots here. There are many dots, but you can't identify any image here. So how? But when it comes to this image, so I have a butterfly. I have a butterfly, and this is the colored version. So this is similar. Now, as an example, this is similar. Actually, this is applicable for professionals plus entrepreneurs both. Sometimes you may have ideas here and there. You have some exposure. You exposed to some industry, and you have 2-3 passions. And as an example, let's say I have a passion in, let's say, modifying cars, and then I have a passion in training, and I have a passion in planting. I have a passion in let's say gardening. But you need to identify what is your target. So then what you can do, sometimes you need to erase some dots. Sometimes you need to erase some dots because you can't build a butterfly with these dots. So then you need to erase them. Now for me, as I told you, I done double AT. Now I'm not proceeding with chartered accountancy. I'm not doing CA. I only done double AT and I stopped it because I realized this is not my way. So likewise, sometimes you need to erase some, not erase actually, you need to ignore. You need to omit those dots. Otherwise, you can't draw this butterfly. And then you need to add some dots because here there are some missing parts. So once you know that you are going to draw a butterfly, then you can map, then you can search like what are the courses. Okay, let me tell a best story. Let's say if I need to be a trainer, so then what I can do, I can check the openings for trainings. Okay, I can search for openings in LinkedIn or Google. So then I can see the profile that they're expecting. What are the qualifications that they're expecting? What are the educational qualifications that they're expecting? What is the exposure that they're expecting? That is one way. And then you can combine, you can connect with the same kind of people. Let's say trainers, people who delivering trainings. Then you will realize, okay, this guy has this skill set. This guy has this kind of a qualification, set of qualification. So then you can evaluate and do and achieve them under your CV. You can list them in your CV. Okay, so then what will happen? So after some time, you can come up with a nice, colorful butterfly because you will take some time to connect those dots and then color that butterfly. But this is very useful activity. Okay, so this is very useful. And at the end, if you look back, if you checked the history, then you will realize like how you draw the diagram, how you colored it, how you got that out. Okay, and this is not only for professionals, even for entrepreneurs also. Like if you realize that you have a couple of stuff, let's say you have money, and you have people also. You have people who trust, who can trust. Okay, if you have people, let's say if you have your uh, cousins or like brother-in-laws, in-laws, so like who can trust. So then you have money, you have people. Now you have to identify the business. You have to get that exposure about the industry and the business. So then you can learn from that because you have a couple of dots. Now you know what are the missing dots. You can draw them. Okay. So let's move on. As I told you, you need to now when it comes to future map framework, these are the four main pillars. So what are the four main pillars? Objective. First of all, as I told you, you need to have a objective. It can be a personal objective, or it can be a professional objective, or it can be a combination of them. Objective. And you have to identify your personality. What is your learning style, and what is your the what is your best fit career. Okay, then identify skill gaps. So once you know the objective, once you know about yourself, then you can identify your gaps. As I told you, let's say if you are going through those openings, if you are going through those profiles, then you will realize, okay, these are the missing qualifications, these are my missing certifications. So then you can invest and you can achieve them. So once you uplifted yourself to their level, so then you will get that same treatment. Okay. So then design your learning path. As I told you, now once you identified your skill gaps, you don't need to do everything. Now uh, let's say these people, they have like 10 certifications. You don't need to do 10 certifications. You can go through and you can design your learning path accordingly. Sometimes you will do only 5, 6 certifications. But because you don't want to be that person, right? You are only benchmarking them and doing those certifications under your CV. Okay, so these are the four main steps: objective, defining the objective, and identifying your personality, and identify the skill gaps, and design your learning path. And then finally, you have to follow them, achieve them. So then only you will get the result. Is this clear? Let me check the Q&A. Okay, okay. Okay, so this is the these are the four main steps. Okay. As I told you, we have four main learning styles. So I will share those links and I will show you like how to identify your learning style. Why this is quite important, because kinesthetic means like they are doing hands-on stuff. They are doing hands-on activities. They are practicing it, and then only they will learn. So we call them kinesthetic. And then we have visual. So visual means like they can watch YouTube, and they can sit in a lecture room and they can learn. And audiority means like they can hear and they can learn. And write people, actually they are good at learning while writing. So as an example, for me, if I have an exam tomorrow, so today I am investing the whole day to write down short notes in various colors. Let's say I'm purchasing like 6, 7 colors of pens. Then I'm writing note down the short notes. So I'm kind of that kind of a person. So likewise for you, you have your own style. You have to identify it, because some people actually they can simply open a test tenant. They can do this test activity in a test environment or a sandbox environment, and they can pass the certification. But some people, they need to go through some short notes, and then only they can pass. Sometimes they can simply watch a couple of LinkedIn videos and YouTube videos. They can pass. Sometimes they can like they can use their headsets and they can hear whatever the recordings and they can pass. So likewise, as a person, you can have a combination of these four styles, but you can have a kind of a leading style. Okay, so based on that, you can map your learning path. So I will share one link which you can identify your learning style. Let me quickly show you. Okay, here I will share this link with you. Okay, so you also can do it with me if you need. Then you can identify your learning style. Okay, so let me start. There are actually 20 questions. So it will ask these kind of questions. So based on that, it will tell you like what is your learning style. So this is one learning style tester. So likewise, you can Google and search. There are many learning style tests that you can do, and you can identify your learning style. Okay, so I'm not focusing the learning style, but I will do that assessment which related to the career personality, because it's quite important, and we have 30 minutes more, and now time is 7:30. So we will use that time to do a personality test which related to the career learning style. Actually, you can do it. You can take your time, and then sometimes you may already know like what is your learning style, what in which style that you are good when it comes to learning. Okay. So now learning style, I think it's clear. If you're not clear on that, so let me know. I can repeat it. Okay, so this is quite important. I will take some time to explain this. There are 6 main personality types that we can identify when it comes to a career. As an example, let's say now previously, okay, in my career, I played various roles. I started as an system implementation assistant, and then I promoted as an IT executive. So likewise, I played couple of roles. For you also, you played like various roles, right? Sometimes you are starting from a basic career. Sometimes you may starting as a management training, and then you are starting as a manager after the training period. That depends. But there are 6 main personality types. So let me explain one by. What is investigate? What do you think? What is investigate? Now, when it comes to investigate, these people actually good at investigating. Investigating means like you are good at observing and going through and identifying someone's data. These investigators, they are not now. Let's say you have an investigator who investigating crime incidents. Let's say in police. Okay, in the police we have investigators who investigating crime incidents. Are they doing crimes? No, right? They are not doing crimes. They are only investigating. And we have accountants. We have auditors. Now, when it comes to auditor, is he doing any accounting? No, right? As an auditor, he's not doing any accounting related work. Sometimes he may already have that exposure as an accountant, account executive for last 10, 20 years. So with that knowledge only he can investigate. Okay. With that knowledge only he can investigate. So investigators are people who investigating other people's activities in simple terms. Okay. Then artistic. Artistic means they are creators, not only related to art. Sometimes they are creating business strategy. Sometimes they are creating, let's say, architecture. Sometimes they are defining architectural diagram for an application. Sometimes they are defining or designing architecture for a building. Okay. Or let's say they are designing a rocket. They are creating something which not exist in the world. They are creating something which not exist in the world. It can be a song, it can be a drama, it can be an art. Okay, it can be a poem, it can be a story, it can be a architecture, it can be a design, whatever. So they are creators. They are creators. And when it comes to social, these people actually they are mingling with people, they are connecting with people, and they are helping people. They are helping people. Okay, so you can understand the meaning of helpers, helping people, and persuaders. Okay, enterprising or persuaders. They are persuading. They are like they are leading. They are taking the lead. They are dominating. Okay, they are leading. Okay, so it's quite clear. And then organizers. When it comes to organizers, they are good at they can like be calling and balancing people. They can balance resources. They can balance financial situations. Like they can simply go for a quick loan and then do some activity and pay that loan. Like they are organizers. And we have a team. We have a category called doers. Doers. Okay, doers means like they are good at doing. They are good at doing. Okay, now you can map. Let's say, okay, let me ask one question. Now, doctor, let's take a doctor. Okay, let's take a doctor. Which category that we can put this doctor? Investigator, creator, helper, persuader, organizer, or a doer? Just update your answer in the chat. What do you think? Okay, so I will explain that term. So that's why I generically told a doctor. So I will explain. Okay, let me see the answers. Investigator. Okay. Social. Okay. So there are two answers. So let me explain. Actually, a doctor is kind of a generic term. Let's say a psychological, a psychiatry, or a doctor in with people, doctor who helping people. So we can put them as a helper. Definitely, we can put. Let's say if a doctor who investigating reports some let's say some x-rays and all, so then we can put them at investigators. Then do we have artists, the creating doctors? Yes, we have, because some doctors, actually some medical doctors, some medical officers, actually they are doing activities which never done in the world. So they are the first timers. Okay, they are doing it for the first time. So then they are coming under creators. Sometimes we have doctors who running hospitals, right? So they are kind of enterprising. They are taking the lead, and they are playing that leadership role with their doctors. So then we can put them in persuaders. And when it comes to organizers, yes, there are many doctors who having that organizers role, and doers. That also there, because there are some doctors, they are doing it perfectly, but they are not inventing. They are not creating it. They are following some guidelines which given by some senior doctors. Sometimes some scientists. Now, as an example, let's say, actually, I'm not good at in the medical side, science side. Let's say there's a way that you can do a some kind of a, like, let's say, a kidney transplant. There are steps that you need to follow, like to transplant a kidney from a person to person. There are steps to follow. So these doers, actually, these doctors, they will do it perfectly. Okay, so that's why I told you we can't put generically a doctor or an engineer or an IT expert or a cybersecurity engineer. We can't put them, because it depends with you. Okay, so this is the most important part that we need to identify. Sometimes we will think, okay, so I am a kind of a helper, so I need to do a HR job. I need to do a what kind of a job, what kind of a role that you can do. So there can be myths, but no, even you can be a doctor and you can have a helper personality. Okay, you can be a doctor or you can be an IT professional with enterprising personality. Okay, so let's go through a test, then you will realize what I'm telling. Since we have 20 minutes, let me quickly share here. So I'm sharing this link and let's do this. So it will take 10 minutes, maximum 10 minutes. So let's do this activity. Okay, so there are many personality traits that you can do. So I'm recommending this. It has like very few questions, and based on that, they will give that output also, the suggestions. Okay, now it based on couple of questions. Now it's asking from me, prepare a dishwasher. So as a person, I don't want to repair a dishwasher. So uh, if I have that kind of a job, so what I'm doing, so I can call one of my friend who expert in that part, or I can hire a person who can repair my dishwasher. So that is the personality of me. So then I don't want to say like, so I'm selecting dislike. So likewise, you can select all the answers. Okay, take 5 minutes and answer this, and you can share your result in the chat. Huh? So you can do it with me. I don't like this structure of modules. No, I don't like. Let's say I will keep it here and I will keep it here. Magazine cover. Yeah, I like it. Paint a portrait. Yeah, I like it. Teach social skills to disabled. Obviously, I like it. Teach adults to read. I like it. Coordinate a business conference. Definitely. Plan a marketing strategy for a new company. Yes. Track monthly expenses for a company. I would say like natural, neutral. Review financial records for accuracy. No, I don't like. The next step, install a hardwood floor. No, I don't like. Prepare an air conditioning system. No. Research the properties of nuclear energy. No, no, actually, I don't know. So I will say neutral. New medicine, neutral. Design a greeting card. I like it. Like it. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Business partnerships. Yeah, like it. Payroll records, neutral. Yeah, neutral. So likewise, you can answer. So let me answer all other 3 pages. And then finally, I will explain the results. Okay, so I answered for 5 pages, score it. And so this is the result. So for me, creating it's 100% and persuading also 100%. So then based on that, there are some areas and there are couple of let me show you. Okay, so these are the top career matches. First one is advertising and promotions manager, public relations and fundraising managers. Okay, so likewise. So now as an example, let's say if I feel after some time, if I feel okay, this is quite matching to me and this is kind of a dream job that I had in my mind. Okay, so then you can find the openings for this job like this, and then you will find same kind of jobs. Okay, so then you can understand what are the expectations that they are looking for, what are the qualifications that they are looking for. What are the qualifications that they are looking for? Okay, so then you can build yourself. You can grab that learning based on your based on your type, based on your type. So now for me, just share your screenshots. You can take this screenshot. You can take this screenshot. You can use that snipping tool. You can use this snipping tool. And share that. You can share that in our chat. So then I also can get an understanding. So how about your personality types? Okay, I think Fatima already shared that. Thank you. Is it, it's okay, right? So let me share. So now when it comes to Fatima, so she's good at persuading, enterprising. Definitely you can start a business. What do you think? You are good at creating and you are good at organizing and building. Okay, so then you can do your own work based on that. Now you have creativity skills also. Let's say as an individual, if you realize that you have, let's say you have creativity which related to architecturing a building or anything, and based on that you can do whatever your qualifications, certifications, and you can find for a job based on that. So then you can map your future. Is it clear? So this is not a magic. So this is kind of a doable thing. Okay, this is kind of a doable thing. This is not a magic. If you know your destination, you can go and you will go. There will be no external factors which blocking you. They can slow you, they can delay you, definitely. Same thing happened to me. Okay, sometimes the people will stop you, not stop you, they will delay you. It's okay. It's okay. Let them delay you. Let them delay you. Sometimes you are delaying for a reason. Let them delay you. But still you are proceeding. Okay, slowly you are proceeding. Okay, so now I think you have that understanding. You have that basic understanding. um okay, we have one message from Sachini. Yes, okay, when it comes to Sachini, so you are good at thinking and you are good at creating, and you are good at persuading also. So you have, so you can simply scroll down and then you can identify your job roles which fitting you, which fitting to your personality. Then you can improve. Then you can improve. Okay, so then you will follow it in a different manner because you love it. It is your style. Then you will do it in a different manner, in an attractive manner. Okay, so now let me go to my last two slides. Okay, so I think now it's clear how you can map you based on your objective. Now this is kind of a diagram that I designed and I used in my life. sometimes if we have students who starting your career in 20s, so then you can map this. So you can divide your, let's say you can divide 20 years into 4 years, like 4 years, 4 years. Likewise, you can divide 20 years. Let's say if you are in 20s, let's say now you are in 19, or let's say now if you are in 20, then you can map your future. Okay, 4 years, 4 years, like this, like for 6 or 5 quadrants, and then you can map your targets. So in the first few slides, I explained like what are the objectives that people have. So likewise, you can map your education, professional or membership targets, or your business targets. If you are trying to start your own business, you can map your entrepreneurship goals, like you are registering your Sri Lankan business, or you are registering a business in UAE, and then you are going to start your own office, physical office in next year. So likewise, then you are expanding your business to US or Saudi in next 3 years. So likewise, you can have a plan. And other than that, you can have a kind of a relationship plans, like family plans, when you are going to, when you are getting married, and when you are planning your first baby. Likewise, you can have a plan, and you can have a tangible assets plan. Then when you are going to build a place, build a house or buy a house, or when you are going to buy a car, what is the car, what is the model? Okay, so likewise, so it need to be specific. It needs to be specific. And career objectives, education plus career. And why this matters, why this map matters? Because as an example, let's say currently you are earning 10,000 dirhams, or let's say 300,000 rupees. Okay, so you have some set of earnings, but with that earning, if you feel that you can't achieve that target, okay, if you feel that you can't buy that car, if you can't buy your dream car in next 4 years with this salary, so what you can do, you can simply uplift your education or the memberships, then it will increase your salary, then you can invest on a vehicle or some kind of a tangible asset. So likewise, these quadrants are connecting. Let's say now you have, still you are not married and you are planning to marry, and then you have a plan to go to migrate to some country. So then what you can do, you can ask your spouse to do, let's say if you are planning to go as a dependent, so then you can ask your spouse to do that whatever examination, and then you can ask her or him to apply for a master's, and then you can go as a dependent, and you can work full time. So likewise, you can plan everything. So this is the future map, and this is achievable also, because I already done the same session from last 5 to 6 years. So still some of individuals, actually they are messaging me once they purchase their first bike. And recently one guy sent me a photo. Actually he purchased a car. So then actually this guy actually sending messages once he achieving those steps, qualifications, tangible assets. So likewise, for you, let's say if you already done your degree, so you have a future. You can do masters, then you can do, let's say you can do a postgraduate diploma, then masters, and then you can do some professional qualifications, and you can do cross qualifications also. Since you are in IT, if you felt that you are in helping people, do psychology, follow HR. So then once they crossed, it will give a kind of a unique value. Then you will be hired, or you can start your own business with that uniqueness, because no one have that kind of a skill set. No one have that kind of a set of qualification. Okay, so this is how you can map your future. Okay, the final part. Now let's say after today's session, you can work on that. So then you can map that diagram, you can draw, you can fill it. And once you started, as I told you, once you started here, once you realized your objective, once you identified your personality, and then once you identified your skill gaps,
then you can write down that map. Okay, write down a map. So then we call it like designing your learning path. So once you map your learning path, okay, once you map your learning path with the durations and the year and all, so then you can achieve step by step. You can start achieving step by step, but you will realize like when it comes to a new challenge in the beginning, you will realize like this is too heavy that I can't do. But after few months, because you can see a progress. Now you have steps, you have that certification. So it will first certification, it will take 2 months. And once you complete it, you know, like it is doable and you already have one certification. Now you can work for the second certification. So likewise, you can proceed one by one, step by step. So then after 2, 3 years, so then you will realize, okay, so I attended for this kind of a session. Now I know how to map my future. I already done that diagram and you can paste it in your room. So you can daily, you can memorize and you can think that I'm achieving that target. So then you can realize like what is the place that you are in today and you were there. So then you can identify the gap and you can see the progress. So then in next 2 years, you will realize like this is easy. This is easy and this is doable. Okay, so this is the content that I planned. Our time is 7:55, so we have 5 more minutes. So we can discuss if you have any question. I think you can unmute your microphone and you can ask your questions. So meantime, I will share about our award ceremony. So if you have any question, you can ask it in the chat. So meantime, let me share about the details. Meantime, let me share about the details of our awarding ceremony of SLITPA. Any questions? So you can ask your questions in the chat. So I'm sharing the LinkedIn page of SLITPA. So you can join and you can follow that page. And yeah, so let me share my screen. Wow, I want to be a footballer. Nice. So then, as an example, I actually let me refer some incident. So I had one guy. I had one guy who had that passion in soccer, football. So then this guy actually he was a business BI analyst, BI developer, that kind of a role. So then so I said like there can be an opportunity. Sorry, my connection got disconnected. Actually, I had one friend. So then we saw one opportunity. One football team looking for a analytical expert to analyze their matches and all. So then this guy applied and this guy selected. Okay, in Dubai only. So then he got a nice salary because we can't find a person who have that passion and that skill set in the market. There are business analytics, there are BI experts, but they are not footballers. So if you have that skill set, there will be a position for you. definitely there will be a position for you. Okay, so let me quickly share my screen and quickly give a brief about our awarding ceremony. Okay, so here you can follow this page. You can follow this page and you can register. Actually, we have our awarding night on 28th of June. So in Pullman, Dubai, Creekside Hotel. So you can register, you can purchase tickets, and you can attend for that session. There are amazing activities that you can join in that awards night. Since we completed our 1 hour, okay, so we can wrap up our session. And people who connecting from Sri Lanka and UAE. So thank you for everyone being active, being engaging, even answering and sharing your ideas. Thank you, everyone. We can wrap up our session. So if you have any question, you can ask. If not, we can conclude our session.
Thank you, Tarungu, for the CPD session.
Thank you, Tisha.
Thank you very much, Tarungu.
You are welcome, Nabil. Thank you.
Okay, see you. Good night. Bye.
See you. Good night.